The film opens as Rhea is riding her giant pet tuk-tuk through a desert wasteland. She explains through narration. 500 years earlier, the land was once known as Kumandra, which was prosperous and thriving. There even lived dragons with magic powers among the people. Soon, sinister spirits known as the Druun came alive, causing people to turn to stone and growing stronger with each person they consume. The dragons use their magic to create the dragon gem, entrusting it to their young sibling, Sisu, who used the gem to vanquish the Druun and seal them away. But all the other dragons turned to stone and did not return when the humans did. The people of Kumandra sought the gem's power, leading to them splitting into 5 separate clans: Tail, Talon, Fang, Spine and Heart. Centuries later, a young Rhea is with Tuk-Tuk entering the temple where the Heart clan, which she is part of, is keeping the dragon gem. After getting through the booby traps, Rhea finds herself facing an adversary guarding the gem. She briefly spars with him until it is revealed that this man is her father, Chief Benjir, leader of the Heart clan. Benji hosts a feast to unite the other clans and potentially revive Kumandra as it once was. When the other 4 clans arrive, Rhea approaches Namari, daughter of the Fang clan's chief Verona. The girls appear to become friends just as the clans gather for the feast. Rhea and Namari express their admiration over the dragons, with Namari gifting Rhea with a necklace of Sisu. Rhea then brings Namari to show her where they keep the dragon gem. But this was Namari's plan all along, as she was using Rhea to get close. As to the gem so Fang can have it. The other clans storm into the temple. But despite Bench's attempt to keep them calm, the clan start fighting for the gem until it is dropped and shatters. This causes the Druun to come back and begin attacking, turning people to stone. As Rhea and Benji flee, he notices that the Druun are repelled by water. Members from the clans grab pieces of the gem as they run, with Benji taking one piece and giving it to Rhea. Knowing that the Druun are getting closer, Ninja entrusts her with the gem P, sent to get to safety. He throws her off the bridge into the river just before he is turned to stone. 6 years later, Rhea and Tuk-Tuk make their way into the Tail land. She has spent the last few years searching for the other gem pieces, but to no avail. Rhea and Tuk-Tuk come across a crashed ship with a trail of water leading into it. Rhea enters and calls out to Sisu, tearfully begging her to come back to help her. The water around her begins to float before it brings Sisu back. The dragon is unaware until Rhea explains that she has been asleep for 500 years. Her siblings are gone and the dragon gem is broken. Sue was dismayed, since she isn't sure how of things, because it was siblings who made the gem and only trusted her to use it. Rhea gives CSU her piece of the gem, which causes her to glow, which is the magic of her sister Amba. Outside, the Fang warriors led by Namari start making their way through the land as they know Rhea is looking for the gem pieces. Lisa joins Rhea and Tuk-Tuk as they make their way to a cave where the Tail Chiefess had kept her piece of the gem. The cave is booby-trapped, and they find the skeleton of the chiefess still holding her piece after falling victim to her traps. Rhea makes her way across the gap with CSU's help. And when they get the piece, it causes Sisu to turn human, a power held by her shape-shifting sister Pranny. Namari and the Fang warriors show up moments later. Rhea still holds a grudge against Namari for her betrayal, and Rhea uses her wits to set off a trap to keep Fang clan under while she escapes. Sisu and Tuk-Tuk, the Fangs, chase the heroes on their cat creatures, but Rhea manages to lose them when they hit the water. They enter a boat run by a 10-year-old boy named Bound, who offers them food and a ride for money. Rhea gives him some jades to evade the Fang clan, but CSU jumps in the water to turn back into a dragon and helps swim the boat away from the Fangs. However, Rhea asks CSU to maintain her human form until they find all the pieces of the gem. Bound guides Rhea, CSU and Tuk-Tuk through the night, sailing across the river that keeps the Druun away. Bowen has lost his family to the Druun and has had to fend for himself. Sue explains that the Druun were born from human scored and are the opposite of what dragons stand for. They make their way into the Talon land. where they hope to find the gem piece kept by Talon's chief Dang Hai. CSU thinks they can appeal to Dangai with a gift. While Rhea goes off with Tuck to find the piece herself. Reason spots a little baby Noi all by herself. It's just a trap set up by Noi and her companions 3 oranges. Monkey-like creatures. So that they can steal from her. They run until they hit a wall and are forced to give Rhea the gem pieces back. When Rhea realizes Noi has no family to go to, she asks for her and the Anya's help to get the piece. Meanwhile, CSU listens to Bound about buying things on credit. So she goes off, swiping everything she can with the promise of credit. When the merchants surround her, she is taken by an old lady. Dang who? After Noi and the An just distract the guards. Rhea enters Dang Hai's palace and finds a man that she thinks is Dang Hai. Only for the man to reveal that Dang Hai has since been turned to stone by the Druun. And Dang, who is the new chief? Tess? She takes Sisu to a part of the land where the Druun wait outside. And she threatens Sisu unless she tells her where the other pieces are. Rhea, who realized CSU was in trouble, finds her after fending off the Druun and takes Dang Hu's piece, which allows CSU to produce fog, courtesy of her brother Jagan, and helps them escape. Noi and the An just join the heroes on Bound's boat. Namari and her fellow warriors return to Fang to report to Verona. She wants to try and ambush Rhea in Spineland before she gets the next piece. However, Verona thinks Namari would only be acting based on emotions and impulse, and that they don't need to do any more to try and benefit Fang since they already did enough to keep it pros. Spring and keeping the Drawn away. On their way to spying, Rhea talks to CSU about how she felt her father's vision of a united Kim and Raphael because putting his trust in the wrong people. CSU feels that trust is the only way to make things right again, as her siblings trusted her of all the dragons to protect the world from the Druun. They reach Spine and approach a village. CSU tries to approach head-on with the belief that the leader there will trust her kindness. But it gets her and Rhea captured. They are met by Tong, a Spine warrior who is the last survivor of the village after the Druun attacked. Tuk bursts in with Bound Noi and the Angus. And they tie Tong up before getting his gem piece. Soon, Namari and her warriors approach the village gates. After realizing that Tong is alone and has lost as much as the others have, she lets him go and tries to find a way to hold off Namari while the others escape. Rhea faces in the Marion, battles her. But as she starts to lose, CSU comes out and reveals her dragon form to everyone. As Namari is stunned, CSU uses her fog powers to get Rhea and the others away to safety. Rio's forced to reveal to the others about request to use CSU's help to defeat the Druun and bring everyone back to life. The others agree to join in the quest to free their loved ones. The group approaches Fang and tries to come up with a good plan to get the gem piece. CSU thinks it would be easier to befriend Namari, so she willingly gives it up. But Rhea still refuses to trust Namari. They pass through Hard and come across the statues of Sisu's siblings. And she recounts the moment where her eldest brother Pengam made it so that she would use the gem. They also find benches, stone body. Rhea decides to listen to CSU and try to form an alliance with Namari. Rhea secures a meeting with Namari and gives her the dragon pendant that she gave her when they were kids as a token of peace. Namari presents her gem piece. But after Sisu emerges and they show the other pieces they recovered, Namari threatens them with a crossbow and demands that CSU and the pieces go back to Fang with her. CSU approaches her and tells Namari she trusts her to do the right thing. Rhea tries to use her sword to disarm Namari, but it backfires and accidentally causes CSU to get struck with an arrow, which appears to kill her. The water in the land disappears, and suddenly there is nothing left to hold the Druun back. With the land falling into chaos, Namari rushes back to Fang, only to find that Verena has already been turned to stone. Rhea follows her, full of rage and vengeance. They battle once more, even as everything falls apart around them. And when Rhea has Namari at her mercy, she resigns to her fate, but Rhea cannot bring herself to kill her. The others tried to get the pieces to Rhea, only for everyone to fall down a hole. The magic in the gem starts to fade. And the druids start to get closer and closer. Rhea then remembers Cece's words and realizes the only way to stop this is through trust. She decides Namari must be the one to unite the pieces. After Rhea gives her the heart's piece, she is turned to stone. Bound follows her lead and gives his piece to Namari before he stands next to Rhea and is petrified. Tong and Noai give their pieces as well and join their friends along with the Angies. Namari puts the pieces together and stands with them, also a stone. For a moment, nothing appears to happen. Until a flash of light bursts out and spreads across the land, destroying the Druun. The magic from the gem revives not only the humans, but the dragons as well. They use their powers toward the water to revive Sisu as well. She is delighted to see her siblings again. Rhea and her friends run to read Night with CSU and they also accept Namari as an ally now as well. The heroes return to their lands and are reunited with their families. Rhea returns to Heart and sees that Benji is alive. And he is elated to see his daughter grown up and as the hero he knew she would become. Rhea surprises him by introducing him to Sisu, who tells Benja all the greatness Rhea accomplished. She then presents the other members of the clans arriving, finally ready to unite and become Kumandra once again. CSU then rejoins her siblings as they take to the skies.